Video games are from older, lower quality games like Pong to newer, higher quality games like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. But how? I looked into what impact social media had on the evolution of video games, who changed gaming forever, and what some challenges or setbacks were. The question that drove my research was, what are the top factors that impacted the evolution of video games? And I came up with social media, certain innovators, and the video game crash. Social media like TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, Discord, Instagram, and Facebook have made a big impact on the evolution of video games. TikTok can be for people with shorter attention spans. It updates them about the newest games, the trending games, and what games to play and not to play. YouTube allows gamers to connect. This makes gaming more fun and social, and it can even be influential. Twitch is a streaming service that allows gamers to stream esports or video games. Discord is a service that allows people to share content. Twitch and Discord were originally made for just gamers, but not everyone uses it. When Riley Jokesen released his first solo game, Great Ball, it did terribly. He posted it on social media and it blew up. It got 31,800 views. Social media was used a lot during COVID too. Whenever people were stuck at home and couldn't go out and advertise, they turned to social media. According to Ria Chakani, owner and founder of Gamers, social media was used a lot during COVID too. Also, a lot of people just played video games because they had nothing else to do. Social media could also make something popular. So whenever somebody streams something with a social media platform, it could get very, very popular. According to research, social media can also be used for video game companies. Whenever somebody posts a like or dislike about a video game that they just played, it can be used as feedback from a video game designer. Many creators, innovators, inventors, and people have changed gaming forever, but I'll only be talking about 3: Ralph Baer, Steve Jobs, and Alan Alcorn. Ralph Baer worked at Sanders Associates. Sanders Associates was a defense contracting system in Nashua, New Hampshire. It was sold in 1986 to BAE Electronics. That's when Ralph Baer had the idea for a home gaming console that could hook up to a TV. He took his ideas up to his superiors, and they approved. He teamed up with William Roush, William Harrison, and then created the Brown Box. The Brown Box had a simple Tennis for Two game on it. A Tennis for Two game may sound simple and underrated now, but back then, they were the best. The three of them patented the Brown Box, but since Sanders wasn't a commercialization business, they had no way to get the word out. They had to sell it to the Magnavox Odyssey. The Magnavox Odyssey was a home gaming console created by a couple of MIT student hobbyists. On the Magnavox Odyssey, there was Computer Space and Pong. The next person I'll be talking about is Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs created Apple and the iPhone. Imagine if he didn't create Apple or the iPhone. The future would look so different. In the future, we may have AI and even more complex iPhones. The next person I'll be talking about is Alan Alcorn. Alan Alcorn worked for Ampex. Ampex was a pioneering video game company. To impress a company called General Electric, he went to the nearest store and bought the largest black and white television. When he got back to his office, he created Pong by throwing a ball around at different angles. After he created Pong in 1972, it became a landmark in video game history. According to Ray Pastor, UNC Wilmington professor, the evolution of video games only had one challenge or setback: the video game crash. Other than that, the evolution of video games ran smoothly, with the audience and sales going up every year. The video game crash happened between 1983 and 1985. It happened because there were too many cloned or poor quality games. While the video game crash was happening in America, it wasn't happening in Japan. That's what caused Nintendo and Japan to take over the video game market. The next couple of years was focused on making games less cloned and better quality. Many companies like Sony, Microsoft, Sega, Xbox, and Nintendo rose after that. In conclusion, social media, certain innovators, and the video game crash have made a big impact on the evolution of video games. For more information, check out my blog.